The sports media is a challenging and exciting place to work, but for some reason, women haven't been as quick to get involved as men, and that's something we want to change. This is my old uni, University of Central Lancashire, and they run a brilliant degree course here in sports journalism, preparing students for careers in sports broadcasting, including TV and radio, print and online sports writing, media roles at football clubs, and all sorts of other career options. Well, the choice is yours, but if you're into sport, this degree from UCLan can take you to some amazing places.
I work for IMG in Challenger World, which is the mass participation arm of IMG Sports and Entertainment, and my title is Head of Marketing, Communications and PR.
Currently my job is as a deputy editor for iPad cycling magazine.
I'm the sport producer here at BBC Radio Cambridgeshire. I look after all the live sporting events that we have going through the station, and I also produce on the weekday output as well.
I'm a sports producer at ADI TV. Our main projects here consist of matchday programmes for football clubs. So basically, if you're sat at a stadium and you see a big screen video just before kick-off, that's basically what we do for clubs like Everton, Tottenham, Cardiff, Middlesbrough, and a few other clubs as well.
There's more to it than just the journalism job, and you have to do whatever comes at you. There's nothing saying you can only do articles, for example, you can only do broadcast. You have to be expansive and do as much as you can.
No 2 days are the same, and that's what I love. That's the reason I got into this industry, because I don't want to be sat at a desk every day 9 to 5 just doing the same monotonous job. It's the way that I've always kind of been in life. I don't like to be in a routine. I like to kind of be on my toes a little bit, and that's why I love this job so much.
All these UCLan graduates are making their mark in the sports media, meeting interesting people and covering big events. By the way, this is UCLan's TV studio, where students produce their own sports shows.
But I've been quite lucky to meet quite a lot of different people within my career so far. The standout things for me are I did Mo Farah's and Jess Ennis's PR for 3 or 4 years, which was amazing. So I travelled with them before they were winning the world medals and before they were winning the Olympic medals.
The highlight of my career so far would be going to the Tour de France last July. I spent a week in the media melee, which was an experience in itself. I've never really had to kind of go into a media scrum, and it was amazing, just following them around, seeing the riders up close, doing what I've watched on TV for most of my life, and getting to put questions to riders kind of in the heat of the moment, and being in the press room as well. You know, on the tour, the press room is just the biggest thing I've ever seen. There's hundreds of journalists there every day, and it was a brilliant experience.
My job is mostly based at the Reebok Stadium, which I suppose is kind of like my second home. Having been like a season ticket holder here for going on a decade, it's kind of literally is. I spend more time here than I do at my own house, to be honest. But yeah, we work here, and I do a lot of work at the training ground, kind of dealing with the players, and then when the match kicks off, I'll either do the match report or the Twitter feed, which it's brilliant because I'm getting paid to watch football, which is any football fan's dream, really.
Many students do media work here at Deepdale, the home of Preston North End. I worked here as the youth team press officer during my degree, and it was a great experience. It matters a lot what you do outside uni, and at UCLan there are some excellent opportunities that could really boost your CV.
It's really important, I feel, to go out there and try and find a work placement. In my second and third year of university, I went and worked for Wakefield Wildcats Rugby League, and it was fantastic just being in the marketing and communications office there and kind of just watching people work and just being a sponge, really, and trying to get as much knowledge as possible. It's really important to see how the things that you're learning at university play out in the real world. And while you might be working for free and it might kind of set you back some money, and you might not be able to have a part-time job during the summer, it will stand you in good stead, and it's well worth the sacrifice.
Caroline's degree helped her get a job with the football club she's always supported, Manchester City.
Well, I mean, when she first came, she's got a great base from what you taught her. When people come here at that age, they don't know about the work environment, and the work environment can be sometimes a lot more harsh than the university teaches you.
When this job came about, I didn't know if it was really what I wanted to do, but with it being my own club, I had to go for it. And as a fan, I think, well, I'm obviously more knowledgeable about this club. It's the club that I've loved since birth, really. So I know a lot about it. It makes my job easier than if I was going to another club, which I'd have to research the history and things like that. But it doesn't seem like work, because it's something that I'm so passionate about and that I love so much. I think there was a famous quote that said, if you pick a job you love, you'll never have to work a day in your life. And it's so true, because where else would you want to be as a football fan than working for your own club and seeing the people that you grew up with, like the stars that you loved? I don't think it could get any better.
I don't know whether you know the backstory to how she got here, but I saw her on Twitter, like the way she communicated on Twitter. We had a space on an interview board, so there was 6 people coming, 1 dropped out. We had a space, we didn't have another outstanding candidate, so I just tweeted her and said, come in for an interview. It sounds a little bit old-fashioned, but employers will still look at tweets, and if they're full of swearing or innuendo or sexism, racism, anything, I mean, you're just going to rule yourself out. But it can be a massive force, because you can put your personality over in 144 characters, then the likelihood is you're going to be a decent journalist.
There are jobs in places that you wouldn't expect. This production company in Preston supplies the output that we see on many of the big electronic screens at sports venues throughout the UK.
My job basically is to coordinate all these videos with the club, make sure they're happy with what we're showing, make sure the players are happy that what highlights we're showing they're happy with, make sure the fans get what they want, they get to see the players that they love, they get to see all areas of their city, because we do Atmos videos which highlights the best parts of their city, and then basically adhere to FA rules, so make sure that everything's correct, nothing's wrong, and then basically make sure that everyone enjoys their matchday experience.
Contacts are vital, and at UCLan you'll have the chance to establish good relationships within the sports journalism industry, both locally and nationally. Many students become familiar faces here at BBC Radio Lancashire.
We've had UCLan students do a number of things, from ice hockey interviews to going out to speak to rugby union clubs to going to football press conferences, to helping with research for football commentaries, to getting things prepared for the football hour show we do every Friday night. There's a variety of different things that UCLan students can do with us. The only thing I ask from them in return is enthusiasm, reliability, and a real work ethic that they are here to work, not really to sit in the background and do nothing.
I worked at ESPN and UEFA before getting my job as a junior sub-editor at Sky Sports News, and I don't see any reason why more women shouldn't do well in this industry.
I wouldn't say there's any problem being a woman in the BBC. I know they actually quite encourage it. I've had no problems here at BBC Hands. All the sport guys here have been brilliant. I think as long as you know what you're talking about and you've done your research and you go out with confidence, that's all you really need.
A lot of workplaces are actually eager to bring more women into the workplace. When I had my interview, there were 6 of us, 3 of each, 3 males, 3 females, and we all stood the same chance. You know, it matters how good you are and how much you know. It's not what gender you are at all. They're not bothered about that anymore.
I would definitely recommend sports journalism to any women. It's just an absolutely brilliant career. You get to go to places that you never thought you'd be able to, meet lots of interesting people. Sports
journalism is such a varied thing that anybody really should set their sights on it if it's something that they enjoy.
I did a sports journalism course at UCLan. I got a first class degree, and I have to say that I could never have got where I am now without it.
Oh, the course at UCLan's just it's been the reason I've got this job, I'll be honest, because without the help and support that I got there, I feel like the tutors and just the quality of the teaching, it was fantastic.
It's a great uni with plenty of things to keep you busy. And if you're truly passionate about sport, then UCLan is definitely the best place to start. For more information about sports journalism at the University of Central Lancashire, visit www.uclan.ac.uk/journalism.